Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel and part 2 of our Italy trip. As we mentioned in part 1, we went on a trip to Italy and we took all of our cameras.
We took the Yashica Mat, which is my medium format film camera. We took our Fuji X-T3 with the 35mm f2. We took our Nikon FE with the 50mm, I think it's f1.8. And we took our Fuji X-T30 with the 18 to 55mm.
So for part 2, we took a quick flight from Sicily to Milan and then made our way over to the famous Lake Como. And I'll let Chris from the past take it from here.
Well, good afternoon everyone. We are in the hills above Lake Como here in Italy. Doesn't really get much better than that, to be fair. As you may see, I have got the Fuji X-T3 with the XF 35mm f2. I'm going to do a little POV action. We took a little wander down yesterday and got a few snaps, so we're going to take another little wander down this evening. Golden hour is just starting to kick in. Take a little wander down through the very cool little streets along Lake Como here and see if we can get some photos. I'm sure I will. If I don't,
there's a problem.
Yeah, I might have to start making photography videos. Okay, so the POV thing didn't really happen that evening because of the weather, but the next evening we got a super nice sunset and I did manage to get some nice shots in the little town close to where we were staying. The next morning we made our way down to the lake and got the ferry over to the town of Como. In winter, Lake Como can be quite overcast and that was definitely the case on this morning, but we wandered around anyway and I took some photos on the Fuji X-T3 with the 35mm f2. Okay, so just had a pause for a second. Right here, as we were walking along the road, I turned around to see another little Fiat cruising down the road. And if you'll remember from the first episode, you'll know we got some nice shots of a Fiat. And I was definitely up for getting some more. Now, normally my photography style is quite slow and relaxed, but there definitely was no time for that this time. I instantly knew I had to try a pan and shot, so I quickly flicked the lens to f10 and dropped my shutter to 1/40, and here's the shot. It's a pretty solid effort if I do say so myself. I wish I could show you it in real time, but you'll just have to take my word for it. Now, as I said, I was quite happy with the last shot of the old Fiat, but just around the next corner I got another opportunity to photograph one, and this time it wasn't moving, which definitely makes things a little easier.
So the next day we got a boat to a little town called Torno. It was actually a great day that day, which was great to see after the overcast weather. And it was actually really tiny. It was like a really small town. So like it didn't take long to walk around it, but we did stop at a little cafe that was really cute just because there's so many of them around.
You just have to. You're in Italy, it's nice weather, everybody's drinking their coffee. You just have to.
But after we finished our coffee, we did do a little exploring. But after we finished our coffee, we did do a little exploring and took some photos.
So on our last day in Lake Como, we kind of spent most of it just sort of lounging around the hotel and stuff, but I did want to finish a roll that I had in the Yashica, so I took a little wander out around the road a little bit, and then around the pool area of the hotel, and just snapped some shots. The view from the hotel was epic, by the way. It was a little unfortunate that it was definitely too cold to use the pool, but yeah, it was still cool to look at. Just in case any of you are wondering, by the way, I did crop this photo, that's why it's not a square. It's the first time I've done it while taking photos on the Yashica. It's definitely better than the original photo as a square, but I'm not totally sure how I feel about cropping it, saying as I seen it in the viewfinder and laid it out as a square, obviously. Yeah, not sure how I feel about that, but still like the photo.
And then on the final night, something happened that was probably the highlight of the trip for me. We were just chilling in the hotel room and we heard a lot of banging outside. Went out to the little balcony and saw that there was a huge fireworks show going on over the lake.
I think it was probably for someone's birthday.
So.
Someone with quite a bit of money. But we had a perfect view of it.
It was unreal. The fireworks were huge. So we definitely enjoyed the show and Chris managed to get a photo of them too.
This was actually a great test of the ISO capabilities of the X-T3, I think I took it on, because I took this one at 10,000 ISO. Don't think I've ever took a photo at that high of an ISO, and it's definitely got a lot of noise in there, but I mean, it was never not going to it. I still think it looks kind of cool though. Just a cool one to have for a memory. It's not the greatest shot ever, but cool to look back on.
So safe to say a great trip was had in Italy. If you didn't see part one, and you might not know this, but it was a birthday trip.
It was, thanks for my present.
For Chris, you're welcome. So yeah, we also had some nice relaxing time as well in between all the video and photo taking. So it was a good time. If you do plan on going to Italy in the winter, just be aware that it is cold. It was a lot colder than we thought it was going to be. A little bit overcast, but in saying that, it was still very busy. So I wouldn't like to see Lake Como in the summer. It would just be crazy.
So when it comes to favourite photos from this one, for me, there can only be one and it's probably my favourite and exactly the type of photo I was hoping to get, I think, from this Italy trip, or specifically the Lake Como one. And it's this photo of the little ferry stop in Torno that we went to. Yeah, this is kind of it for me when it comes to a Lake Como shot and sort of style I like. What's your favourite?
Agreed. Has
Same
to be
one?
that one. Has to be. It is a clear winner for me.
Yeah, I really like that shot. But as always, let us know your favourites below. It's just cool to see what you like the best out of all the photos. And yeah, drop it in the comments below. That was our first time in Italy, and safe to say we will definitely be back. There's a lot more of that country we would like to see, and I would also like to go back to the same spots that we went to, probably particularly Sicily. Because yeah, there was a lot going on there that we didn't get to see. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this one and liked some of the photos from some of the cameras that we used. It was kind of cool having all the cameras and just swapping between them depending on what I thought would work for whatever photo I was taking. Fun time, fun trip. Yeah.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, we will. More trips coming up. We haven't planned any yet, but we definitely will be getting hopefully quite a few of them in this year. So you can stay tuned. There will be trips. But hopefully you enjoyed this one anyway. If you did, maybe give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting the subscribe button below. That's always much appreciated. And is that it?
I think that's it.
As we always say, take it easy.
Don't be a stranger.
See ya.